Hello. Divorce is never easy, but when one of the partners is a narcissist, the process becomes an exhausting battle rather than a legal separation. It is a test of patience, resilience, and inner strength. Those who have endured this journey understand that divorcing a narcissist is unlike any other experience. It is not just about ending a marriage, but reclaiming your freedom. The first reason why this process takes so long is emotional manipulation and control. A narcissist thrives on power, and the idea of losing control over their partner is something they cannot accept. They will do everything in their power to delay, confuse, and keep their ex-spouse emotionally tethered. They may use love bombing, gaslighting, or even guilt tripping to make their partners second-guess their decision. Every interaction is a strategic move to keep the power in their hands. Secondly, they use legal and financial tactics as weapons. Many narcissists refuse to settle cases quickly. They will hide financial records, demand excessive alimony, or refuse to cooperate in mediation. They know that dragging out the case will drain their partner emotionally and financially, forcing them into submission. In their mind, a drawn-out court battle is not about justice, but about maintaining dominance. The third reason is denial and refusal to accept reality. Narcissists do not handle rejection well. To them, divorce is not just the end of a relationship. It is a public humiliation. They will pretend it is not happening, dismiss legal notices, or even try to convince others that the relationship is still intact. Their denial prolongs the process because they are unwilling to accept the truth. The fourth challenge is revenge and punishment. A narcissist does not view divorce as a mutual decision, but as a personal attack. They believe their ex-partner must suffer for daring to leave. They may start a smear campaign, attempt to turn friends and family against their spouse, or even try to alienate children from the other parent. Every step becomes a battlefield where they use manipulation and deceit to create more suffering. Finally, there is the issue of false promises and empty settlements. In an attempt to lure their partner back into their web, a narcissist may promise to change or agree to fair settlements, only to retract those promises when it is time to sign the papers. They will create cycles of hope and disappointment, making it harder for their ex-spouse to move forward. Yet, beyond these external battles, there is another struggle, the battle within. The emotional toll of divorcing a narcissist lingers far beyond the courtroom. It takes time to heal from years of manipulation, to rebuild self-worth, and to truly embrace freedom. But no matter how long the process takes, one thing remains true. Breaking free from a narcissist is the beginning of rediscovering one's strength, self-respect, and peace. For those going through this battle, stay strong, stay patient, and know that true freedom is worth the fight. Emotional manipulation and control are among the most powerful weapons a narcissist uses to delay and complicate a divorce. For them, relationships are not about love, respect, or mutual growth. They are about power. When a narcissist senses they are losing control, they employ various psychological tactics to maintain their grip, creating an exhausting cycle that makes the separation process significantly longer and more painful. Their primary goal is not just to prevent the divorce from happening quickly, but to ensure that their partner remains emotionally entangled, confused, and dependent. One of the ways a narcissist exerts control is through gaslighting, a psychological tactic designed to make the other person doubt their own reality. During the divorce process, they may insist that their spouse is overreacting, misremembering events, or being too emotional. They twist facts, downplay past abuse, and shift blame onto their partner, making them question their own decisions. This creates hesitation and self-doubt, slowing down the process as the victim begins to second-guess whether leaving was the right choice in the first place. The longer a person remains in this state of confusion, the more difficult it becomes to move forward with confidence. Another common manipulation tactic is love bombing, where the narcissist suddenly appears remorseful, affectionate, and even promises to change. They might write long messages about how much they regret their actions, buy expensive gifts, or make grand romantic gestures. They tell their partner that they are willing to go to therapy, start over, or be the person they were at the beginning of the relationship. These false hopes create a dangerous emotional trap. The person seeking the divorce may feel guilt or nostalgia, causing them to delay proceedings in the hope that things could improve. However, as soon as the narcissist senses that they have regained control, they revert to their manipulative ways, restarting the cycle of abuse. Fear is another powerful tool narcissists use to prolong a divorce. They often threaten their spouse with financial ruin, the loss of custody over children, or even social humiliation. They may spread rumors, contact family members, or create false narratives to damage their ex-partner's reputation. In some cases, they may even resort to intimidation tactics, such as showing up unannounced, making veiled threats, or using shared finances as a means of control. These actions create an atmosphere of fear, making the victim hesitant to push forward with legal action. Many victims become overwhelmed by the stress and anxiety of potential consequences, leading them to slow down the process or even reconsider their decision. Guilt is another significant factor in a narcissist's emotional manipulation. They remind their partner of every sacrifice they ever made, every moment of happiness they shared, and every perceived shortcoming of their spouse. They portray themselves as the real victim, saying things like, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me," or "You're breaking up our family and ruining everything." This emotional blackmail plays on the person's sense of responsibility and empathy, making them feel as if they are the ones at fault. The longer they carry this guilt, the harder it becomes to make decisions with clarity and confidence. To direct manipulation, a narcissist often isolates their partner from sources of support. They may convince mutual friends, family members, or even therapists that their spouse is the unreasonable one. By spreading misinformation and creating doubt in the minds of others, they reduce the amount of emotional and legal support available to their ex-partner. Many people who go through a divorce with a narcissist find themselves losing close relationships because the narcissist has poisoned others against them. Without a strong support system, victims feel trapped and alone, making them more susceptible to the narcissist's manipulations and delaying their ability to move forward. Another reason why emotional manipulation makes divorce take longer is the constant cycle of hope and despair that the narcissist creates. One moment they promise to settle amicably and cooperate with legal proceedings. The next, they become hostile, refuse to sign documents, and create unnecessary legal battles. This unpredictability keeps their partner in a state of emotional exhaustion. Just when the victim believes they are making progress, the narcissist shifts the dynamics, forcing them to start over. This creates an endless loop where every step forward is met with 2 steps backward, prolonging the divorce indefinitely. The exhaustion caused by this manipulation takes a toll on the victim's mental health. Many people experience severe anxiety, depression, and even PTSD from the prolonged emotional warfare. They may lose the energy to fight for their legal rights, making compromises just to escape the situation. However, the more they give in, the more control the narcissist gains, making it harder to break free completely. Emotional manipulation and control are what make divorcing a narcissist one of the most challenging experiences a person can go through. It is not just about signing legal papers. It is about reclaiming personal freedom, mental clarity, and emotional independence. The key to overcoming this manipulation is recognizing these tactics, setting firm boundaries, and seeking strong emotional and legal support. Only by breaking the cycle of manipulation can a person truly move forward and find the peace they deserve. A narcissist does not view divorce as a fair legal process. They see it as a competition they must win at all costs. Legal and financial tactics become their primary weapons to delay, manipulate, and exhaust their ex-spouse. They do not seek a reasonable resolution, but rather control, revenge, and validation of their superiority. This makes the divorce process painfully long, frustrating, and financially draining. Their strategy is not to reach a fair settlement, but to create obstacles that force their partner into emotional and financial submission. One of the first ways a narcissist manipulates the legal system is by refusing to cooperate. They ignore court dates, fail to submit financial disclosures, and refuse to sign important documents. They use delay tactics to stretch out the process, knowing that their ex-partner will become worn down by the never-ending legal battle. The longer the case drags on, the more money and energy the other person must invest in lawyers, paperwork, and court proceedings. Narcissists understand that many people eventually give up fighting just to bring the ordeal to an end, allowing them to maintain more control over the outcome. Financial manipulation is another powerful tool narcissists use to maintain dominance. If they are the primary breadwinner, they may suddenly stop providing financial support, knowing their ex-spouse relies on them for stability. They delay child support or spousal support payments, forcing their partner into a financial crisis. Some even go as far as quitting their job or hiding income to avoid financial responsibility. This creates immense stress, making it harder for the other party to fight for their legal rights. On the other hand, if the narcissist was financially dependent, they may demand excessive alimony or an unfair share of assets to punish their ex for leaving. They see money not just as a resource, but as a tool for control. Hiding assets is another common financial tactic. Narcissists are often skilled at deception, and they use every opportunity to conceal money, investments, or property. They may transfer assets to family members, create fake debts, or use offshore accounts to make it seem as though they have fewer resources than they actually do. This forces their ex-spouse to spend time and money on forensic accountants and legal professionals to uncover hidden finances. The more complicated the financial situation, the longer the divorce takes to resolve. Narcissists also use legal loopholes and unnecessary litigation to prolong the process. They file endless motions, request unreasonable revisions to agreements, and use minor technicalities to delay proceedings. They may demand full custody of children, even if they have no real interest in parenting, just to create another point of conflict. Some even file false accusations of abuse or neglect to gain leverage in court. This forces their ex to defend themselves against false claims, spending additional time and money in legal battles. Their goal is not justice, but control. The more legal trouble they create, the more exhausted their ex-spouse becomes, making it easier for them to manipulate the situation to their advantage. Another way they drag out the divorce is by constantly shifting their stance. One day they agree to a settlement and the next they change their mind. They make promises in mediation but refuse to follow through when it comes time to sign documents. They may pretend to be cooperative just to give false hope, only to withdraw their agreement at the last moment. This unpredictability creates emotional chaos, keeping their ex-partner stuck in a cycle of frustration and disappointment. Each delay forces another round of negotiations, prolonging the entire process unnecessarily. If children are involved, the narcissist may use them as pawns in the legal battle. They may refuse to co-parent effectively, manipulate the children into believing lies about the other parent, or make unreasonable demands regarding custody arrangements. Some narcissists intentionally violate court orders just to force their ex into another legal dispute. The constant need to return to court for modifications, enforcement, or clarifications keeps their ex-spouse entangled in the legal system for years. This emotional and financial toll can be overwhelming, making it harder for the other parent to move forward. Even after the divorce is finalized, the narcissist may continue using legal tactics to assert control. They might refuse to follow the terms of the divorce agreement, forcing their ex to return to court repeatedly to fight for what was legally granted to them. They may withhold child support, fail to divide assets as ordered, or create new conflicts to keep the battle alive. Narcissists do not respect legal boundaries, and they see every post-divorce interaction as another opportunity to assert their dominance. The legal and financial tactics used by a narcissist are not just about money or property. They are about power and punishment. They view the legal system as a battleground where they can continue controlling and hurting their ex-spouse. The best way to counteract these strategies is to have a strong legal team, maintain firm boundaries, and document everything. Victims of narcissistic abuse in divorce must prepare for a long battle and remain persistent in seeking justice. Though the process is exhausting, breaking free from a narcissist's grip is worth every effort. Only by refusing to be manipulated can a person truly regain their independence and peace. Denial and refusal to accept reality are some of the most significant reasons why divorcing a narcissist takes so long. Unlike most people who eventually come to terms with the end of a relationship, a narcissist sees divorce as an attack on their self-worth and superiority. They do not handle rejection well, as it contradicts their deeply ingrained belief that they are special, superior, and always in control. Instead of processing the reality of the situation, they create their own version of events, one that serves their need to maintain power. This inability to accept the truth makes them engage in a range of behaviors that delay the divorce process and keep their partner emotionally entangled. One of the ways narcissists deny reality is by completely refusing to acknowledge that the relationship is over. They may insist that their partner is just going through a phase, acting out of emotion, or making a mistake they will soon regret. Instead of respecting their spouse's decision, they act as though the marriage is still intact. They continue making plans for the future, talking about vacations or home improvements, as if nothing has changed. They might even refuse to move out of the shared home, or continue wearing a wedding ring, sending the message that the divorce is not real to them. This forces their partner to constantly reaffirm their decision, exhausting them emotionally and making them question whether leaving was the right choice. Even when presented with legal documents, a narcissist may still deny that the divorce is happening. They might refuse to sign paperwork, ignore court summons, or forget important deadlines. Some will go as far as dismissing the validity of legal proceedings, claiming that they do not take the court's decision seriously. They believe that if they ignore the process long enough, it will somehow disappear. This tactic delays the divorce and frustrates the other party, forcing them to take additional legal steps to move forward. Some narcissists will even act as though the legal process does not apply to them, viewing it as beneath them. Their arrogance makes them think that rules, deadlines, and agreements are for other people, not for them. Another way they prolong the process is by creating false hope. They may say things like, "Let's just take some time apart and see what happens," or "I know you don't really want this, you just need space." They plant doubt in their partner's mind, making them question whether they should proceed with the divorce. This emotional manipulation keeps their spouse trapped in a cycle of uncertainty. They may temporarily change their behavior, appearing to be more understanding, supportive, or even apologetic. However, this is not genuine growth, but a calculated move to prevent the divorce from being finalized. The moment they feel they have regained control, they return to their old ways, leaving their partner devastated and back at square one. Narcissists also use denial as a form of punishment. If they cannot convince their partner to stay, they may refuse to accept responsibility for the breakdown of the marriage. Instead of acknowledging their role in the problems, they rewrite history to suit their narrative. They may claim that they were the perfect spouse and that their partner is the one at fault. They may spread false rumors, telling mutual friends and family members that they were blindsided by the divorce, or that their spouse is unstable, ungrateful, or disloyal. This not only isolates their partner from support, but also makes them feel guilty, which can slow down the separation process. The narcissist's refusal to accept reality extends beyond personal denial and becomes a campaign to control how others perceive the situation. Some narcissists take their denial to the next level by engaging in extreme behaviors, such as filing counter-divorce suits, making false allegations, or attempting to manipulate the legal system in their favor. They may claim that their spouse is mentally unstable, unfit to parent, or financially irresponsible. By painting themselves as the victim, they shift attention away from their own toxic behavior. They do not necessarily believe these accusations to be true, but in their mind, the goal is not fairness, it is about winning. They want to make the process as long, painful, and difficult as possible for their ex-partner. For some narcissists, their inability to accept reality is rooted in their fear of losing control. They thrive in relationships where they dictate the rules, and the idea of their partner making an independent decision threatens their entire sense of self. They believe they own their spouse and cannot fathom the idea of them moving on. This fear of losing control leads them to interfere with their ex's life long after the relationship has ended. They may show up unannounced, send messages pretending everything is normal, or attempt to sabotage new relationships. Even when the legal process is complete, their emotional manipulation continues because, in their mind, the relationship never truly ended. The inability of a narcissist to accept reality is one of the biggest reasons why divorcing them takes so long. They refuse to acknowledge the finality of the decision, delay legal proceedings, create false hope, rewrite history, and manipulate the situation to maintain control. Their unwillingness to face the truth forces their partner into an extended battle, one that is as much emotional as it is legal. The only way to navigate this situation is to stay firm, set clear boundaries, and recognize that Their behavior is a reflection of their own insecurities, not of the reality of the situation. True freedom comes when their ex-spouse no longer seeks validation from them and refuses to be drawn into their web of denial. Only by standing strong and focusing on the future can they finally break free from the narcissist's grasp and reclaim their life. A narcissist thrives on chaos and drama, and they intentionally create conflict to prolong the divorce process. They do not view divorce as a practical decision that requires mutual cooperation, but as a battleground where they must emerge victorious. The more arguments, disputes, and emotional turmoil they can generate, the more control they maintain. This need for constant conflict is one of the primary reasons why divorcing a narcissist takes so long. Their ex-spouse is forced into an exhausting cycle of fighting over every minor detail, making what should be a straightforward legal process feel like an endless war. One of the ways a narcissist creates conflict is by refusing to agree on even the most basic terms of the divorce. Every decision becomes an argument, from dividing assets to custody arrangements, visitation schedules, and even who gets to keep certain household items. A narcissist will deliberately argue over minor things, such as furniture, pets, or even sentimental items, just to create tension and drag out the process. They do not necessarily care about these items. Their real objective is to frustrate and wear down their ex-partner until they give in to their demand. Custody battles become particularly difficult when dealing with a narcissist. They may not have shown much interest in parenting during the marriage, but once divorce is on the table, they suddenly demand full custody. Their goal is not necessarily to be a better parent, but to use the children as a tool for control. They may accuse their ex of being unfit, try to turn the children against them, or manipulate the legal system to gain leverage. They thrive on the emotional distress this creates, knowing that their ex will be forced into constant legal battles just to protect their rights as a parent. The narcissist's refusal to cooperate makes co-parenting nearly impossible, further delaying the divorce and making it a never-ending struggle. Another way they create unnecessary conflict is by using triangulation, pitting people against each other to fuel drama. They may involve friends, family members, lawyers, or even new romantic partners in the divorce proceedings. They spread false narratives, telling different people different stories to create tension and confusion. They may paint themselves as the victim, claiming that their ex is being unreasonable, abusive, or manipulative. By doing this, they build a network of support that reinforces their sense of superiority, while isolating their ex from people who might otherwise provide emotional or legal assistance. The narcissist also deliberately provokes emotional reactions from their ex to maintain control. They send inflammatory messages, make hurtful comments, or bring up painful memories to keep their ex emotionally engaged. They understand that as long as their ex is reacting to them, they still have power over them. This emotional exhaustion can make it difficult for the victim to focus on the legal aspects of the divorce, causing further delays. The narcissist wants their ex to feel drained, defeated, and desperate, so that they will eventually give up fighting and agree to whatever terms the narcissist wants. In extreme cases, a narcissist may escalate conflict by engaging in legal harassment. They may file baseless lawsuits, request multiple court hearings, or make false allegations just to force their ex into continuous legal battles. They know that each new conflict requires time, money, and energy, all of which can push their ex to the breaking point. Their ultimate goal is not just to win, but to make the process as painful and drawn out as possible. The only way to navigate this constant conflict is to refuse to engage in unnecessary battles. Setting clear boundaries, keeping communication limited and factual, and relying on a strong legal team can help minimize the damage. Understanding that the narcissist's behavior is a tactic rather than a genuine grievance can help their ex avoid falling into the trap of endless arguments. The narcissist wants chaos, but refusing to participate in their games takes away their power. The divorce may still take a long time, but by maintaining emotional control, their ex can move forward without being dragged into unnecessary battles. One of the most frustrating aspects of divorcing a narcissist is their ability to manipulate and delay legal proceedings. They do not respect deadlines, agreements, or court orders, which means that even the simplest steps in the divorce process can take months or even years. Their refusal to follow legal procedures is not accidental. It is a deliberate strategy designed to wear down their ex-spouse and maintain control.